which would indicate a motion penalty.
Procedure, yeah.
That's what it is. Illegal procedure again. 5-yard penalty. And Oliver Springs will use it to back Kingston up and make it 2nd and 10.
I know I used to hate that illegal procedure call because then I would look at the official and go, well, what'd he do?
Yeah.
The procedure covers a wide variety of things that could be.
Number 26.
So, yeah, what'd he do?
Whatever he did, the student section's yelling, you can't do that.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is exactly that they did, but they can't do it.
But you can't do it.
All right, 2nd 11 now. 2:40 left to play. Reeder takes a snap, handoff Whitehead. Whitehead running with a full head of steam, and he is brought down inside the 25, about the 24-yard line.
Jones on the stop.
Pickup of about 2. We'll bring up 3rd and long.
2-yard gain. 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9.
Just over 2 minutes left to play in this game. What kind of range does Ryan Neese have?
I don't know. You'd like to get the touchdown here.
2 seconds on the play clock. And so
Timeout,
Kingston has to take a timeout. And this timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Hiring now for sales, delivery techs, and service techs. Find them on Indeed to apply.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Back at the OAB Law Game of the Week here in Harvey, Dan Shoemaker. Not to take attention away from this game, but scoring update for you. Alcoa gets the win at Bearden 24-22.
That was a tight ball game.
Yes, it were. Yes, it were. Maryville shuts out Central 31-0. Oakdale defeats Jellicoe 12-8.
That was at Jellicoe tonight. Or was that?
No, I believe that was at Oakdale.
Okay. That's a long trip.
Yes, it is. The Jellicoe got a turf field. Looks nice.
Yeah, it does look very nice.
All right, 3rd and 9. Split backs in the backfield. Reeder, handoff, Whitehead. Whitehead up the middle. Kingston fans want a face mask.
Yes, they do.
They're not going to get it. Whitehead gets up to close to the 20-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th and 5.
Let's watch the replay.
21 is 4th and 6.
Be honest, you can't really see it from that angle. I understand how it looks like a face mask, but that does not mean that it is. So now Kingston letting the clock run down before they make a decision on what they're going to do here.
Scoring update, 49 seconds left in the third. Harriman 19, Wartburg 15.
So tight game there.
Tight ball game.
So Kingston will take another timeout. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Follow them on Facebook for appliance specials, job postings, and more.
24 Ford Maverick Hybrid, $25,515. 23 Ford Escape all-wheel drive, $30,995. 24 Ford F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 STX, $59,757. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
2023 Ford Expedition Limited 4x4, $67,950. 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor SVT, $41,950. 2023 Ford Escape ST Line, $28,940. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
Back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. Kingston has made up its mind. We're going to stoppage and play here. There is 60 seconds left in this game, and Kingston's going for it. 4th and 6. Reeder with Hamilton in the backfield with him, fakes the handoff, and now going to throw it over the middle. There's a man there, and it's caught. Touchdown, Kingston. Fooled everybody, and with that touchdown is Keaton Swicegood, and Kingston leads by 6.
That was an amazing play. Roll to the right, throw back left. You've got plays like that. You run them once or twice a game. It just situations just like that.
So flashback to Dan Shoemaker about 20 minutes ago said Oliver Springs' safeties are cheating up. So look for possibly Kingston to try to go over the top here. That's exactly what the Yellow Jackets do. The extra point is good, and Kingston, with 55 seconds left, takes the lead back. Yellow Jackets lead at 28-21 on the OAB Law Game of the Week.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammer's popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Back to your OAB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, Dan Shoemaker. Gentlemen, before that pass, Matt Reeder was 1 for 4.
Yeah.
With an interception.
With
a pick 6. Now he's 2 for 5.
2 for 5 with a touchdown and the lead.
Getting set for another kickoff. We need this one to get over with. My voice is leaving.
I was going to say, your voice is a little weak.
Kingston set to kick it off. Kickoff sponsored by UA Local 102 Plumbers and Steam Fitters Union out of Knoxville. Call 865-523-7413. Reminding you, there is no substitute for UA skilled craftsmen.
Oliver Springs, got 50. They should have about 50 seconds, maybe 52. When they get this one settled out, they got 2 timeouts. They've got time.
Definitely, with the playmakers they have.
They've got time.
Ryan Neese set to kick this one off. Back deep to receive Jackson Jett. Neese's kickoff. Directional kick. End over ender. Taken at about the 25 by Mason Day. Day hesitates, shimmies, and gets it up across the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
46 seconds, 2 timeouts.
And the Bobcats are 56 yards away from where they need to be to tie this game up. Chuck Fleischman replay there. You see Mason Day's return. And it's a good return.
Now you see Kingston's got 3 deep in the secondary. They're going to rush 3. Play 5 underneath.
Bokey on this Hammers 1st and 10. Drops back to pass. Under pressure and sacked. So Coach Harper has to take a timeout to stop the clock. Kingston rushes 3 and gets to Bokey somehow.
Yeah, the adrenaline's running right now. Those defensive linemen got off the ball hard, beat the edge.
This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances, quality appliances from brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid.
In East Tennessee, our work heritage runs deep. For over a century, the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union Local 102 has been part of the area's growth and prosperity. Don't sell yourself or your business short by hiring unskilled labor. Our cutting-edge labor training facility equips our members with the advanced skills needed to be the very best in the industry. Keep jobs local and the money in the state. At Local 102, we work tirelessly today to help build a better tomorrow for our community and our members.
35 seconds left on the clock. Can Kingston hold on? Second and very long.
They've got Benton over by himself. He's going to warrant some extra.
Bokey back to pass, looks over the middle, finds Benton at about the 45, but that's going to keep the clock running. Actually, no, they're calling it incomplete now. They're saying it hit the ground.
Chains have already, no, chains didn't move, box moved.
I don't know.
He said he trapped it.
So that stopped the clock with 30.8 seconds left. Might be better than you stop the clock right there.
Yeah.
But now you've only got 2 downs to go a very long way to get a fresh set of downs. Bokey drops back to pass, looking, now steps up in the pocket. They sacked again! That's a big one. Carcel Whitehead. And Oliver Springs has to use its final timeout. Let's watch this Chuck Fleischman replay as I tell you that this timeout is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Home appliance financing available. Apply online at pattersonsappliances.com. So that is not what you need to happen if you are Oliver Springs. Ball is going to be spotted at the, looks like the 28-yard line, and they've got to make the 46 of Kingston. So 28, 22, 26 was fourth and about 26. Big Orange Tree Service sponsoring tonight's broadcast. No job too big or small. For example, full tree removal, stump grinding, gutter cleaning, lot clearing. Call Jason Stiltner, 865-414-5499. So 4th and 26.
Now, if Oliver Springs does get this first down, they've got to sprint up and kill it to get a shot toward the end zone. And with, 21 seconds, that's going to be tough.
4 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Bokey steps up. Under a lot of pressure again. Steps up. He's going to run it. Bokey's going to run it, and he's going to go out of bounds. I don't know if he knew that he was going to, that he had to go 26 yards.
We got one down with a cramp.
Whitehead shaking up on the play.
I think that's 4th down, so I think the ball goes over on downs.
Yeah, that's turnover on downs. You see the Chuck Fleischman replay. Bokey saw a lot of space in front of him, so he took off, but that sideline becomes an extra defender.
Yeah, it really does at that point.
And Kingston takes over on downs with 12 seconds left. They are a knee away from getting this victory. That was improbable at the end of the first quarter. They trailed Oliver Springs 14-0, and Oliver Springs had all the momentum.
They really did.
So this is the victory formation when you snap it out of shotgun. Matt Reeder takes the knee. That's it. It is over. Kingston gets the victory after losing last week to Harriman. Comes back and defeats the team that knocked off the defending single-A state championship or champion last week. The Yellow Jackets pull it out, 28-21.
Exciting ball game tonight, guys. Exciting ball game tonight.
So we're going to go to the Friday night scoreboard show brought to you by the Free Medical Clinic. But I got to ask you, from your perspective as a coach, put yourself into the position of the head coach of each of these teams. Like for Oliver Springs, what do you tell them in the locker room?
Well, you tell them that, okay, we beat the defending state championships. We got beat by a pretty good Kingston team. Now let's get ready to make a stretch run in the district. If you're Coach Pankey, your young team has figured out how to compete and how to win. Teams have to learn how to compete before they can learn how to win. And tonight, that first quarter, I was thinking, man, this Kingston team's not competing really well. They started competing, and they figured out how to win it tonight.
Well, as we talked about in the pregame, Kingston, they graduated with 17 seniors last year, and so we both agreed it's going to take a little bit to gel. It looked like we got the verdict. It took them 5 quarters to gel.
5 quarters, yeah. I think we saw that team come together and figure some things out second quarter of this game. I really do.
So, very surprising how this high school football season has started out so far. Kingston is defeated by Harriman last week. Wartburg is defeated by Coalfield last week. What was that final? 60-7?
60-7, yes.
So then Wartburg goes on the road to Harriman, and they're in, should I say, a dogfight right now.
They are in a dogfight.
And this last scoring update you had on that one was 18-15?
19-15, I think, something like that.
19-15.
Here we go. Harriman 26, Wartburg 15, 9:15 left in the fourth.
So Harriman put up another 6.
Yes.
So run down some more scoring update for you, and then when we get to that Friday night scoreboard show, they'll have all the scores for you as DJ Pendergrass has left us to head to Oak Ridge to be a part of that. And I guess Cox going to be on tonight as well?
Yeah, nobody's there yet.
Okay, so they're not there yet, so we don't have to rush off the air.
Okay.
So if you look onto your screen right now, you see those Kingston football players in jubilation. Losing to Harriman last week had to be extremely disheartening.
Well, as I said, you got to have a short memory. You learn from that loss, but as I said, I don't think Coach Pankey had any problems getting their attention this week to get ready for this game. In first quarter, I'm thinking, oh gosh, this isn't going to be pretty either. But like you said, second quarter, man, they gelled and it came together and they started playing.
Now for Oliver Springs, they had to be living on cloud 9 after that victory last week. And then to come in here against this Kingston team, I honestly thought that they would come out flat, and they didn't. And
No.
Do you think it's possible that their first quarter success hurt them? Because once Kingston figured it out, Oliver Springs was like, oh, okay, the stuff that was working earlier is not working anymore.
Right, and I think probably that did have a little bit. I think depth probably played a big part of this as well, because Kingston was able to rotate a lot of folks in, and Oliver Springs really wasn't able to do that. So when we got into the fourth quarter, Kingston looked a little bit fresher, I thought, especially on the last 3 or 4 drives. So I think that problem, and it's a 3A team playing a 1A team. Roster's a lot bigger. So I think that's a natural advantage that you try to use. But yeah, I think that success in the first quarter maybe put in their mind just a little bit, hey, this is almost too easy. We got this. And you can never go on cruise control. You got to keep your foot on the gas and go.
Yeah, and we talked about in pregame as well about how that depth could play into it, about how well, Kingston is the much bigger program, and so this is the hottest night that we've had so far of high school football in just, our second week. But it has been hot all day, and you didn't know. Yeah, it's been hot all week, and so you didn't know how that heat might affect a smaller program with not as much depth. And so, yeah, I'd say you're right. I'd say Kingston's depth played a huge role in this. So, rundown. I'll give you a rundown on some of these scores. Anna. That Anna. Everybody knows Anna.
Oh, Anna, yeah. That little school outside LaGrange, right?
Yeah. So Anna
outside LaGrange.
Anna leads Oakland 28-13 right before halftime.
Okay.
So we've got our question: how a 4A school in Texas might stack up with a 6A school in Tennessee. Although I wonder if that's going to be a home and home. You think Anna will come to Oakland?
Anna to Murfreesboro.
Yeah,
it's the same distance going or
that's
coming.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You hope it's a home and home.
Yeah. Now, since you're coming from the Central Time Zone to the Eastern Time Zone, do you end up with some bus lag?
A 12-hour bus ride, you're going to be lagged out anyways.
That's right.
Yeah, they're both in Central Time
Brad's
Zone.
Right. They're both in Central Time Zone.
But a 12-hour bus ride is,
Yeah. Fulton defeats Campbell County 39-3. Coalfield a winner over Oneida 28-14. Carter blanks Austin East 47-0. Ouch indeed.
Now I saw where Stanton Stevens is a coach at AE. Used to be the Oak Ridge coach in the 90s. Good to see him back and coaching.
Halls in the fourth quarter leads over Gibbs 22-19. That's a close score.
That is a close score.
Heritage up on South Doyle in the fourth quarter 32-2.
32-2.
That sounds like just somebody speaking gibberish. 2-2.
2-2.
Whitwell defeats Greenback 48-0.
Greenback is struggling. I'm not sure what's going on over there. They're down on players, and that's very uncharacteristic for those kind of teams.
Yeah, it's rough. Bradley Central defeats Tyner Academy 14-6. Morristown East and Hardin Valley tied at 10.
Okay.
Did I tell you the Maryville score? They beat Central 31-0.
Okay.
Midway beats Red Boiling Springs 48-22.
Okay.
Good win for them. Powell defeats Farragut 35-7. Pickett County a winner over Sunbright 28-8.
Okay.
West ends up beating Clinton 37-3. So big win there.
Tell Payne he's welcome.
Let's see. Monterey up on Rockwood 27-12. Ray County beats Red Bank 35-7.
Okay.
So there's just some scores of interest for you. So where are we at next week?
Are we at Powell next week?
That's Anderson County Powell, isn't it?
Oak Ridge Powell.
It's Oak Ridge Powell. Oh, Anderson. Duh. That's what I meant. The team from Anderson County.
A team from Anderson County. There you go.
And Powell. So that'll be a pretty good game. Oak Ridge had the week off this week, didn't they?
They did.
So they'll be fresh going into that game against Powell. I think Oak Ridge should bounce back pretty well following their opening season loss to Jefferson County. Because Jefferson County, that's a good program.
That is a good program. They got good players and a little bit of tradition up there too. You know, they play pretty good football. They have over the years.
Yeah. I've got an offensive lineman up there that's committed to play for the University of Tennessee.
Yeah, that makes a difference. You know, a college player playing at the university, playing Power 5 Southeastern Conference football is a much more elite athlete than, say, a Tennessee Tech or Middle Tennessee State even. So, when you get those guys on the field, you can see them. You can pick them out. Oh, look at that picture.
They don't have to pose.
Is that Turner Woodley?
That's Brad telling Bricky down there, saying, hey, they don't have to pose. You're not taking a picture. This is video. That's fun. They were standing completely still, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. It looked like the portrait studio. So,
going to Powell next week, that press box is pretty small.
Food was good, though.
That's right.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I appreciate going to these places that feed us, and I'm not calling you out, smaller schools. Yeah, I don't expect you to feed us. I get it, but it is kind of nice going to some of these bigger schools that do have food in their press boxes for the media and the press box staff.
We appreciate it because you leave work and you come, you go. Usually this is not bad, but going to Powell, I'll have to leave probably from work next week. Maybe go home and change real quick and then come on.
Yeah, that'll be rough.
So having food there is really, really a nice thing for me.
So
let's take a break.
All right, that's what we'll do. We'll take a timeout and just let you know, Kingston defeats Oliver Springs tonight. Great game, 28-21 in our OEB Law Game of the Week.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's one person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians. And for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
In our
back at the OEB Law Game of the Week, Aaron Harvey, Dan Shoemaker, sitting beside Brad Jones as well, as we get ready to wrap this one up and send you to the studio for the Free Medical Clinic Friday night scoreboard show, and encourage everyone, call in, let us know where you were tonight, let us know how your team did, ask questions. We'll have Jonathan Cox on and DJ Pendergrass talking about all the games that happen around the area. So, we've got one game at least going to overtime tonight. And Gibbs, down 22-19, had the ball at the Hall 17 with 3 seconds left and hit a 34-yard field goal to send it into overtime. So great game between Gibbs and Halls.
Going into bonus coverage.
Yeah. That's Gibbs. That's where that feller, Kenny Chesney, went to school.
Yeah, his coach was a guy by the name of Randy Carroll. And I knew Randy in the 90s. And once he retired, he went over and coached at Webb for a while with Coach Metzke. And we'd always go over and scrimmage and see him and whatnot. Good guy. Good guy.
Coach Meskey, is that the guy that was at Webb forever?
Yeah, sure is.
Okay.
He was forever.
Won several state championships. Best quarterback I ever have seen until I saw Parker McKinney. And these two guys are probably about the same caliber. Pennington at Webb, Chad Pennington. I saw him play. I mean, we would change the defense on him. He would audible, check off to something else. I mean, it was impossible to fool him. Mechanically, he was really good. Didn't go to UT. I thought he should have. Ended up in Marshall. Played for the Jets forever. Really a great quarterback.
They had a pretty good receiver called
Moss. Yeah, Moss maybe. Randy Moss.
So, fun fact about Chad Pennington, he, from high school throughout his entire NFL career, he never played for a team that wasn't green.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he played for, of course, he played for Webb.
Right.
And then played for the Thundering Herd there.
Marshall.
And then played for the Jets.
Yep.
And then pretty sure he ended his career with Miami.
Yeah, with
Ended his career with Miami. So a different shade of green there, but it was green nonetheless.
Still green. His son is a big time quarterback now, somewhere in Kentucky, at a high school in Kentucky. I follow him on X, which used to be Twitter.
Yeah.
And kind of keep up with the posts and whatnot. So it's kind of cool too.
Well, speaking of Parker McKinney, he got to participate in a tryout for the Minnesota Vikings in the spring. So I mean, that's big time.
Oh yeah,
tremendous career. Broke several records. About every record a quarterback could break at Eastern Kentucky. Had a remarkable career there. And product of Coalfield.
I'm going to brag on him. I saw him as a freshman when I went to the Eastern Kentucky Tennessee Tech game. He was a freshman, true freshman starting. Never made a bad throw. Now, he had some drops, and he had some that he threw away that were incompletions, but he never went to the wrong spot with the ball. And just watching a freshman have that command of the offense that early in his career told me he was something special.
It's fun to watch him, knowing that I watched him at Coalfield, and then to watch some of these Eastern Carolina games, or Eastern Kentucky games rather, and look at it and be like, gosh, I know that guy. I know that I saw that guy play in high school. He was really good.
Coached against him. Yeah, it was a struggle.
He's still good. So now, finally, we're going to tell you for a final time that Kingston defeats Oliver Springs tonight by a score of 28-21. Stick around for the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard show, which is coming up next. And, folks, again, it's been a great game. But until next time, so long.
In our community, everyone deserves access to quality health care. At the Free Medical Clinic, we offer no-charge medical services to those without insurance. There is never a bill at the Free Medical Clinic. From primary care, preventative care, diagnostics, and specialty care, our dedicated team is here to help. The Free Medical Clinic, taking your fear away from becoming sick or hurt. Go to fmcor.org to become a patient. Remember, there is never a charge for your care. fmcor.org.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The Free Medical Clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
And welcome to the Free Medical Clinic Friday night scoreboard. Week 2's in the books. I think you can tell a lot of parity very quick here in high school football. A lot going on in the area. And OS goes down to Kingston. Kingston with the big bounce back win. I would say this last week at Kingston was pretty intense, and I'd say Coach Pankey got them rolling in the right direction. So big win for Kingston after losing to Harriman. Most people think they should win that football game anyway, but coming off the win or the loss, pretty crazy. Anderson County travels to Science Hill and never plays a snap. Rain, thunderstorms hit the area, and never play a snap up there tonight. I was on the way in here, and Queener and I talk a little bit most of the time before I come in, and he was unaware of that. So, folks that were watching the game there, just to update you, there was absolutely no football play tonight up at Science Hill. And Elizabethan got canceled as well up there in that area. So, big night here. Alcoa beats Bearden on a 40-yard field goal as time expires. Justin Long gets his first win as the head coach of Fulton. Grace Christian gets a big bounce-back win versus York. Last year they went to York and lost. This year they won. Lakeway Christian beats Volunteer tonight. Knox Carter beats Austin E 47-0. I think that's a huge score there that you just don't see very often. So we'll keep getting phone calls here, and we'll keep getting score updates, and we'll rock and roll. DJ will be here in a minute. DJ was actually the camera guy tonight at the Kingston Oliver Springs game. Morristown East beats Hardin Valley. Wow. It's a little bit of an upset. South Pitt, the team that Oliver Springs beat last week, come back and wins 28-0 this week. So that's get it started off a little bit. Gatlinburg-Pittman beat Scott County. That Eagleton-Scott County, they played last night for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's what they did. We're going to start the show off tonight with Jesse Smithy calling in. We're going to try to beat the 11 o'clock time frame where he has to get on WVLT to do his news there. But we're going to start here pretty strong with Jesse calling in and get him and his predictions of next week and all the thoughts. Cofield goes to Oneida, or was that at Cofield tonight? Might have been at Cofield, and they beat Oneida 28-14. Greenback, someone who's just kind of fallen off, man. They were really good there for several years, and now they're struggling. But what a night, great night for high school football. A lot of the games were moved back. Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Jesse. How are you?
I'm great, Jesse. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. You working alone again tonight, or they got you a little help?
I'm alone for right now. I do have help on the way. They showed up last week wearing their Oliver Springs gear, and this week they might show up wearing the Yellow Jacket stuff.
Yeah, it's a tough night. Competitive in that game, but you had to know that Kingston was going to bounce back and put in their best effort last week, obviously, in that loss to Harriman. But they have some talent on that Kingston team. But tough loss for Oliver Springs. They're going to be just fine in 1A this year.
Absolutely. Now, you put out a tweet and didn't give us much info about so you know what I'm going to ask. Well, fill us in for everybody who wasn't at the game you were at and what you were speaking of.
I'm assuming you're talking about I don't believe what I just saw, that tweet?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Alcoa's up 21-14 in the fourth quarter. Last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, their new quarterback at Bearden, DJ Hunter, he's scrambling all over the place, leading Bearden down the field. He gets hurt maybe during a long scramble down towards the red zone. Drew Parrott, who's been the QB1 at Bearden the last few years, he has to come in. He helps lead them on a touchdown drive, and then he gets the 2-point conversion score. So it looks like this is going to be an unbelievable story for Drew Parrott, who moved to wide receiver to allow this transfer quarterback to be the quarterback at Bearden. He comes in, scores what would be the game-winning 2-point conversion, diving for the pylon right there in front of the home fans. But Bearden kicks off deep to Eli Graff, the all-purpose athlete from Alcoa who plays quarterback, defensive back, he punts, he does everything for them. He returns it all the way to the Bearden 23 with about 3 seconds left. Of course, Bearden tries to ice Alcoa's kicker, does not matter. Kieran Tyson kicks it from 40, and it would have been good for 50-plus. And I don't know if that's adrenaline, if he has that type of leg talent or whatever, but he absolutely nailed that ball, no doubt about it. And for the second year in a row, Jonathan, Alcoa just kind of crushes the hopes of Bearden in the final seconds. Think back to last year. It's Bearden's got the ball on the 1-yard line at Alcoa, getting ready to go up 10 points and beat the Tornadoes in their home place. They fumble that ball at the goal line. Alcoa recovers, and then they construct a 99-yard touchdown drive to win the football game 17-13. So Alcoa tonight was staring its first 0-2 start in the face since 2002 and miraculously pull a win out at Bearden.
So let's be armchair quarterback. Are you thinking that if you squib kick that, the game is over?
There's a lot of criticism floating about on Twitter right now because of that. But that being said, it was just not ideal. Kick coverage was not good. They got blocked all over the place, and it wasn't just like Eli Graff was motoring down the field. He was just following the blocks methodically. And so while they did kick off deep, and you could think squib kick there, it's another one came back to bite Bearden on that one. It was again, it's prompted a lot of criticism on social media tonight.
And I can say this, but coaching malpractice last week is what got them in the spot they were in overtime.
Yeah, and look, and I asked Josh Jones about that. I mean, everybody was asking, like, why would you call that pass play when you've been running it so well? You're just going to set up the game-winning kick there to knock off West, and you throw a pass and it gets intercepted. And so that's 2 weeks in a row now that, you know, some coaching decisions have been questioned. But, again, it's early in the season. Bearden, I think, is going to be a contender in 6A one way or the other. And we'll see if they keep improving in all facets of the game.
So they got a really talented quarterback. They got a really talented running back. You see them getting better as the season goes on, and you think they could be a factor to get to Chattanooga, or you?
No, I'm not saying they're going to get to Chattanooga.
But they could be a factor, is what I'm saying.
They're going to be a factor,
okay.
Yeah. Whether that's second, third round of the playoffs. Maybe they catch lightning in the bottle, I don't know. But right now I'm still picking Maryville to make it all the way to the semifinals and take on Oakland. But Bearden, I mean, just given what I've seen out of them athletically, them being able to compete with the best teams in the area through the first 2 weeks, I mean, they're going to be just fine. I probably right now would project them as a 2 seed coming out of their region and having a home game come early November. They just, what I want to see out of Bearden is somebody emerge, some newcomer emerge at wide receiver. Right now they got a couple short guys out there, and in 6A football, that's not going to scare anybody. We're used to seeing 6A wide receivers from legitimate teams being 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and right now they don't have those guys. So quarterback's having to do a lot with his legs to extend drives and make big plays.
Yeah, that's I remember you, and this is how good Jesse is. I remember you one year being concerned that Maryville couldn't win it because of their wide receiving core. I can't remember what year it was, and it came back to haunt them that year.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago, we had a preseason scrimmage against Catholic, and I went out to Mount Maryville, and it just didn't look right. You know, we've all seen the great Maryville teams of the past. It's not just me. You see the Maryville teams of the past, you know what great Maryville teams look like. And at the time when they were going against Catholic, they had some dudes at running back, but they just didn't have anybody out there on the perimeter that's going to be able to stretch the team vertically or to keep defenses honest. And that's what happened. I mean, they just really couldn't throw the ball all that much. Teams loaded up to stop the run, and running back got injured from Maryville, and it just all kind of snowballed from there. So that's just something that, again, is going to have to evolve and emerge for Bearden's offense as the season wears on.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've watched 2 weeks of high school football. You always say there's a big difference between week 1 and week 2. Who had big weeks this week in week 2?
Sevier County looked fantastic tonight. I got an opportunity to watch a lot of their football game against Jefferson County. Sevier County, even though we're going to talk a lot this year in 5A about West, about Powell, about Oak Ridge, and some other teams as well, Sevier County's right there on the periphery, up there in that Region 1, where they're a team that very much could make it to the third round or possibly beyond. I can't remember always how the bracket's set up, but they are big on the line. They have fantastic quarterback play. They are aggressive on defense. They can run the football extremely well now with Tegan Avera, who transferred from Gatlinburg-Pittman. And it was just total domination in that game. And the critical point in that juncture tonight, midway through the fourth quarter, Sevier County at home, leading by 14. They're punting out of the back of their end zone, or at least we thought they were going to punt. They call a fake punt on this play, Johnson, up 14. I mean, Jefferson County's got all the momentum, just got a big defensive stop. The up back takes the snap, he throws it, and they get a 40-yard gain. Next thing you know, Sevier County goes down and score and puts that football game away. They are confident in their players and their playmaking ability and their coaching, and that could be a scary thing for other teams in 5AC.
Did you tell me that Sevier County has an up-and-coming quarterback that's really good?
Yeah, Cooper Newman, sophomore quarterback, and he's got an early offer. One of those early offers that's not really committable, but it's almost like, hey, we're keeping an eye on you really close. Got an early offer from Virginia Tech and number of other Division I programs. He was 16 of 19 throwing the football tonight, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, also had a rushing touchdown. Just great instincts, playmaking ability, good arm strength. Just going to continue to get better each and every year, and he's really, really good right now as it is.
That's good. What else in the area kind of caught you off guard, or anything stand out to you tonight, or any players had big games that you know of so far?
Yeah, I mean, Carson Quillen, the running back from Greenville, he rushed for over 200 yards tonight. That was that was big for him. He didn't have many yards last week, and so to rush for over 200 yards was a good sign for him against that Dobbins Bennett team. We just saw Gibbs put the finishing touch on an overtime win over Halls. Wow. They kicked a 34-yard field goal as time expired in regulation to force overtime, and Halls botched its field goal attempt. They got the ball first in overtime, and all Gibbs had to do was score in some fashion, and they got a touchdown run up the gut. And so big win for that community in that rivalry, winning at Halls, so shout out to Gibbs. I had Halls winning that football game. I really like that Halls football team, and Gibbs showed a lot of grit tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. You had two teams that got big wins week one and then come out this week and not look as good. You know, Oliver Springs did that and Halls did that. I think Halls was up on Campbell County maybe 41-0 at the half.
Mm-hmm. Again, rivalry games can kind of produce things like this sometimes. I didn't get a chance to see Gibbs much in the preseason, just a little bit of 7-on-7. Of course, I couldn't really tell you much, so I'm still learning about them. I know their quarterback, Warren Axton, transferred into the community last year, kind of mid-season, and played a little bit, but definitely didn't kind of thrown into the fire, didn't maybe know all the playbook and everything at that point. But now that he's had a full off-season, the coaching staff up there is very excited about his ability. I think he was 8 of 9 passing in week one for a really good, strong start. So I hadn't seen the stats for tonight, but if they were competitive, I'm sure Warren Axton had a little bit to do with it, quarterback for Gibbs.
Absolutely. So week 3 is about to roll in. Take us through what you see coming up that might be catching your eye or catching the attention of what's going to go on next week.
Yeah, it's not just a slate of games that's going to get you all fired up, but there are some sneaky good games in there. Thursday night we got Heritage and William Blunt. That's the Battle of the Bell, and yeah, it gets overshadowed by Maryville, Alcoa, and Blount County rivalries, but it's still good nonetheless, and the communities love it. The players get into it, and we know Heritage's coach gets into it. It's that locker room video leaked out.
GYPH.
So it's a fun one, and then Friday night we got Bearden and Anderson County. And there's just another marquee matchup for Bearden and for Anderson County. Of course, I'm sure you've already mentioned tonight that Anderson County had its game canceled up at Science Hill because of weather, so that's a long bus trip up there and back for nothing. But nevertheless, their players get a little rest and go into that game against 6A Bearden, probably a little fresher for wear. I mean, by all accounts, Science Hill is supposed to be a legit 6A team this year, big and physical, athletic, and so to not have to play that game tonight, probably going to heal up some bodies from some week 1 wounds for Anderson County and go into that game a little fresh against Bearden next week.
That kind of surprised me because when I read they weren't playing, I called Dr. Downs, and he said that they went through warm-ups, they took the field, and the captains were getting ready to take the field for the coin toss. Thunderstorm moves in the area, starts lightning, and the last one at 8:30 when they finally said, hey, we still got lightning in the air at 8:30, we can't kick off till 9 o'clock right now. Wow. And then I don't know if the coaches end up making that decision or what, but obviously if you can't kick off till 9 or 9:30, it's a late night back to Anderson County. And Jesse, I also heard Elizabethton's game was canceled.
Yeah, their game with Morristown West was canceled, but hey, number one, do we have to call him Dr. Downs?
No.
Okay, good.
No, and
you still coach Downs to me. I'm always going to know him as baseball coach, and I know you've been Downs for years and years, back to the college days. But I can't get used to the Dr. Downs thing. I know he's a big deal up in Anderson County, but I can't call him Dr. Downs. But number two, I mean, hey, Tennessee kicks off early tomorrow, 12:45.
Yep.
Don't want your football players up there playing until midnight, 1 in the morning. 2-hour bus trip back, get home at 4 or 5 in the morning. Then you have to get up to 5 hours later, 9 to get down to the stadium. So, yeah, that was not ideal to kick off a game at 9 o'clock. I mean, I understand why they moved on from it.
I'm surprised Anderson County didn't charter a plane up there.
I think they just put everybody back in that big tractor trailer that they outfitted.
I mean, they could have chartered a plane and they'd been home at midnight. Yeah, if Richie No would step up a little bit, they could get that done.
I understand.
So, yeah. Well, Jesse, we appreciate you. Big game tomorrow for Tennessee. I know there's a lot of people excited. I was so excited. I sold my tickets because it's going to be 95 degrees, and I think we're going to hang out and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
But, it's a cool time right now in East Tennessee.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and there are a lot of local players involved in that game, whether it's on Tennessee or Chattanooga, and certainly I don't want Chattanooga to get blown out, but there's a possibility they will, and an opportunity for some kids that we got to cover that are freshmen over there at Tennessee or at Chattanooga to get on the field and get a little playing time in front of a lot of East Tennesseans. So that's one of the things that I'll look for, just because, I mean, I've been with these kids the last 3 or 4 years.
Jesse, if you don't mind, I do not know. DJ probably knows more than I do. Could you go through who some of those kids are that we've covered the last 2 or 3 years that might be playing at UT right now or might be playing at UTC?
Yeah, I mean, just the ones that come off the top of my head. Braylon Harmon, a wide receiver, kind of kick returner. Probably going to see him maybe special teams tomorrow in some capacity. Played at Catholic High School.
Okay.
I thought it should have been a Mr. Football Final, so that didn't happen, but just a dynamic playmaker. Getting ready to see him tomorrow. I think he's wearing number 42. Ryan Scott, who is a 2-time All-5-Star Preps Defensive Player of the Year for West High School, led them to 2 state championships. He's a linebacker there over at Tennessee. You got C.J. Smith, who played on the defensive line for that West team. He's at UT Chattanooga.
Okay.
You got Tyrell Ragland, who played offensive line at West. He's at Chattanooga. I think former Oak Ridge star, is it Kendall Jackson, maybe? Is that the name? I think he's on the roster at Chattanooga. So a lot of local talent involved in this one. Looking forward to seeing some of those guys.
Yep. Boo Carter, kid from Corns, the running back.
Shipley or Bishop.
Bishop, yep.
Yeah, Deshaun Bishop, absolutely. He's a guy that we've heard a lot about this preseason.
Yep.
And it's funny that his senior year, there are a lot of people that thought, or I shouldn't say a lot of people, there was a section of the state that thought he shouldn't have been Mr. Football, and now here he is getting meaningful carries for University of Tennessee. So
absolutely.
Kind of quietly laughing at those people right now.
Hey, do you have 30 more seconds for one more question?
Sure.
Okay. What is your overall short 30,000-foot view, if you would, of a kid being able to be a starter quarterback at one school and be a starting quarterback the next week at a different school in the same county?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm guessing you're talking about the Cleveland Bradley Central.
Cleveland Bradley Central.
Is that correct?
Yes, Cleveland Bradley Central.
Yeah. And somebody emailed me about that, and even some other schools as well, saying, how are these kids getting eligible so quickly? Look, we're not privy to hardship petitions or requests to the TSSAA, whether it's at a Board of Control meeting, a Legislative Council meeting. When it comes time for them to hear these hardships, media has to leave. So we never know the ins and outs. Of course, we hear things just like other people in the community hear things, but we can never verify them. I mean, these kids are minors; they have privacy laws. So I don't know what was said or what was sent to the TSSAA for why this quarterback was able to get eligible. But you play for one team 1 week, you transfer to your rival team in your same county, and you're able to start the second week. It looks squirrely, it looks fishy on the surface, but again, I don't know. I don't know how he got eligible, but he's eligible, and it just seems like in this day and age, on the whole, inside the state borders, that anybody and everybody is seemingly getting eligible. I don't know if the association's afraid of lawsuits or what the case may be. It just seems like there's a high success rate for eligibility, no matter where you transfer to or when you do it.
I think I will say this. I agree with you, except a couple instances. I think public to public, right now, there's a really good chance you're eligible.
Yeah.
I think private to public, there is almost 100% chance you're going to be eligible.
Right.
But I think going public to private is harder. I think it's harder. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I think it's harder. I think it's harder.
Yeah, I'm thinking of there's a kid named T.J. Tipton who transfers from South Doyle. He's a 6'5" wide receiver. Played on the basketball team there. He's on the roster at Catholic. I don't know if he's playing or not. I don't know if he's eligible or not. So I was hoping to be able to use that as a public to private example, but again, I don't know if he's eligible or not.
Yeah, that I've heard about that, and I don't know that. I know he's been there and he's over there, but I don't know if he's eligible. I've not seen him play either.
I haven't seen him play.
So, well, Jesse, I know we took up a lot of your time tonight, man, and we appreciate it. Hopefully you get done before 4 a.m.
Yeah, we'll try. We got all of our media appearances taken care of now, and we'll get to work on some writing and posting. So
you save the best for last, don't you?
That's right. We got to finish strong.
That's right. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I'm getting text message. I know Anderson County has a kid playing for UTC. I think playing tight end at UTC. So it is cool to see those kids that we've covered for all these years.
Right. Get an opportunity.
Yeah, get an opportunity to play in Neyland Stadium. And I didn't realize there was that many local kids playing for Tennessee right now.
Hey, we talked about it last week. East Tennessee is on the map, baby.
They are.
They're on the map.
Yeah.
The kids, the student athletes, and it's good to see.
It is good to see.
Good to see.
It is good to see. So I know you just walked in. Obviously, Kingston pulls out the win tonight. Was that game, did it go kind of like you expected it to go? No.
Well, sort of, it did. But when the game started, Oliver Springs was on the roll.
Really?
I mean, it looked like it was just going to be ridiculous. Kingston couldn't get a first down. They couldn't move the ball. Oliver Springs just dominated on defense. Pick six, first score of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come out and score offense the next time. And
so it's 14, nothing like that?
Like that. 14-0 into the first quarter. And Bokeh drove down, and right before the half or whatever, and second quarter, and there was an interception. He threw an interception close to the end zone. They was finna punch it in again, 21-0. They got an interception. Kingston did, and then they had 21 unanswered points.
Wow.
Yeah. It was awesome to see. Hamilton showed out. He was very strong and dynamic on both sides of the ball. And I remember I was doing camera, and I remember telling him, I was like, if Oliver Springs don't get together, they can't hold that kid for too long.
Yeah.
Hamilton's that good. He's that good. And running back number 6, he's really that good. So it went the way I thought it was going to go, but when it first started, absolutely looked like the dominating team that we watched Oliver Springs beat South Pitt, and it looked like it was going to be a blowout.
I talked a little about this before you got on the air. I think you had the opposite two things going on. You have Oliver Springs that beat a South Pitt team, and they're not overlooking Kingston.
Right.
But Kingston, I think I can say this word on the air, they probably were pissed off this week.
Oh, yeah. Going down to Harriman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on your chest that you're one of the teams that lost to Harriman.
Absolutely.
Hadn't happened in a long time.
Absolutely.
And now, hey, we can't go lose to Oliver Springs.
Right.
You can't lose to Harriman and Oliver Springs.
But that's L1-2 coming out in the season.
And against Rome County Schools.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that, and Panky was there tonight.
Yes, he was, and he was verbal.
Yeah. So he wasn't there last week. And you can say what you want. It's not the same when you don't have your head coach there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't matter.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. And that's a tough job for any assistant to try to do that and step in and just take over.
Right.
I mean, no matter if he calls offense, defense, it's just not the same when you don't have the head ball.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How was the crowd there tonight?
You know what? It was a good crowd there, but I expected more people. I don't know why. Looked like Oliver Springs had their fans, built up over there, and Kingston had theirs, but I feel like I was expecting more of a crowd. It was a great crowd. Don't get me wrong. Atmosphere was electric. The coolest thing about being at the game tonight was Kingston just got some new lights in last night.
Oh, really? The LED?
Yeah, and they was testing them before the game.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, something bad happens, and boom, 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 these lights are doing flickering and doing all these kind of cool tricks and stuff. And then they had like a blue light right after when halftime came out. It was just a neon blue all over the field. It was amazing, dude.
That is cool.
It was amazing.
That is.
It was. And they just got them last night.
That's awesome. Knox County got those probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it's cool.
It is.
I watched the Bearden West game, and they had the you could tell the lights on and all that stuff. So that does make it. Oh wow, yes. Yeah, that is awesome.
It was beautiful. It was pretty cool to see.
That is cool.
It was pretty cool.
So, what about the overall just state of those two programs? I've asked this a lot of times. Do both those have a good amount of kids out? I know Oliver Springs has got in the mid-30s to low 40s. What was Kingston like?
Kingston had a little bit more kids. You can tell just by looking. I don't know, but it seems like they had maybe 20 more kids than Oliver Springs would have. But the band.
Oh, I remember.
The Kingston band is huge.
Yeah.
The wide shot wasn't wide enough to get all those kids on there, and so they had a good performance at halftime. But the fans came out. The Kingston fans came out. They supported, and like I said, it looked like Oliver Springs was just going to dog them, and they wouldn't sit down. They wouldn't give up. They wouldn't lay down.
Yeah.
And they went on 21-0, or not 20, well, unanswered points, 21 unanswered points. So that was huge.
I got a text here that said Whitehead showed out tonight.
Yes. Oh, my gosh, number 14.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. He was dynamic. He was electric. He was the difference maker. Although, like I said, I mentioned Tayshawn Hamilton, who was just a monster on both sides of the field. Yeah. But that number 14, he was definitely the difference maker. You get him. It's like Steph Curry shooting a three-pointer. You give him a little bit of space, he's going to make the best out of it, and he's fast.
Yeah.
He's fast.
I watched a kid play tonight at Grace. I went over there for about 3 quarters. That Terrion Thomas, he's a sophomore. He can run.
He's a special kid, dude.
He can catch the football.
He's special.
He's good.
He's one of those kids that you just put a ball in his hand. I don't care what sport. He probably can play tennis as good as he can play football. He's good.
And last night, my son plays middle school football there. We played Robertsville last night.
That was an awesome game.
That was
64 to 58.
Yeah, 60.
122 points.
Yes.
That's basketball numbers.
It was tied at 58, and I told the lady who was sitting beside me, I said, this looks like a basketball game.
Yeah.
We might be mad that we gave up 58 points in a basketball game.
Now, what time did that game end? It was late.
I would say about 10:15.
Yeah.
It started at 7:30 and it was done about 10:15.
Yeah.
I think I was home by 11, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
There's some really good middle school talent at Robertsville and Grace.
Yeah, and the best, quote unquote, best player on the team got hurt, Josiah Hall.
I don't think, is that the quarterback that was playing defense? He'd already broke one hand. I think he broke the other one.
Yep.
I didn't know if that was true or not.
I don't know if it's broke, but I've seen the cast as if the other one is broke as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and it was a heck of a football, middle school football.
Let me tell you something funny I seen.
What?
Somebody posted on Facebook, "This is a great game. We might be going to overtime, and the defense is looking good." It's 58 to 58.
Come on.
There's no defense at this point.
No, there is no defense. And I'll tell you what's crazy. Oak Ridge ran at Robertsville. They ran a little play at the end in the first overtime. I've not seen them run the whole game, and
that killed them.
It did. It was intercepted.
Killed them.
And a great play by the kid from Grace.
Yeah.
And then the touchdown play on 4th down was just
number 3. What's his name?
So that's Braylon Mathis.
He is special.
Yes, his mother was a really good basketball player at Fulton High School.
Okay.
His dad played played football at Fulton in about the 06, 07 era when they won us. So he's got pretty good genes, but man, he is just a competitor.
He's special.
He wasn't gonna get tackled.
No.
I mean, when they threw the swing pass to him, he wasn't going to get tackled.
I thought he was out of bounds. What was your view?
No, I was on the other end standing with his dad.
Yeah.
And we couldn't see. We just saw everybody go crazy, so I've not got to see the play.
Right.
But it was crazy.
Well, David Clare recorded it, and he panned to it, and he ran into a pole. You couldn't even see the last play.
Oh, really?
The most important play, he ran into a pole with his pan. So
yeah, it was just a crazy game. It was a fun game to be at. Whichever side won was going to be pumped. Whichever side lost is going to be just exhausted.
Yeah. Utley looked good.
Yes, he's a good quarterback.
He
I watched
is a
him
good
play all
quarterback.
year. I think once the Price brothers get a hold of him and get some more accuracy and clean up some throwing motion, I think they're going to have him where they want him.
I agree. And he has some good height. He's good build.
Good build.
Yeah.
But that was a good little middle school football game. So I'll tell you what, we don't have any phone calls. Let's get set up for all three of us. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and talk some high school football and maybe a little bit of UT football.
Be right back.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back here to the free medical clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. Free medical clinic serves over 14,000 people in Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County areas that are uninsured. This year, the free medical clinic will provide 15,000 patients appointments worth over $9 million in value. So go to fmcor.org. Guys, just talking there in the break a little bit, it sounds like the Oliver Springs-Kingston was a good football game. It's one of those things. Both teams really wanted that win, but I think Kingston was just to that point where they were ticked. They didn't want to lose 2 to open the season.
No.
And like you said in the break, Coach Pankey made a huge call on a pass play late in the game.
Man, that was a huge call.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. If you don't have him there, does that get called? And we were making that example from last week, so that's a perfect example right there.
Bearden got beat at the buzzer.
Yeah, so Jesse talked about that first when he first got on the air.
Yeah.
He says that so the backup quarterback for Bearden this year is playing wide receiver, but he has been the starter for 3 years.
Yeah.
So the new kid comes in from out of state, takes his...
Memphis.
Oh, it was Memphis. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Comes in from Memphis. I thought he was from Missouri or somewhere. So comes in from Memphis, takes wins the starting job. He goes down on a scramble, gets hurt. Parrott comes in, leads them the rest of the way down the field, then gets a 2-point conversion to go up 22-21.
Wow.
On Alcoa.
Wow.
Hold on, it gets better. Alcoa Bearden kicks the ball deep to Alcoa. They don't squib it. There's like 12 seconds left in the game. They don't squib it, they kick it deep. Alcoa returns it. Gets tackled with 3 seconds to go. Alcoa kicks a 40-yarder that Jesse said would have been good from 50 to win the football game.
Yeah, I just watched it.
Yeah, you got to squib it.
That's what I asked him. I said, did you all watch the game last Saturday night?
Yeah.
3rd down?
Yeah.
The game's in control and you roll out to throw the ball? I was like, I literally texted the group that I'm on. I said, that is coaching malpractice. I mean, like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just run your running back. He's a stud.
Yes.
You've ran all the way down the field. Just run him left and get on the left hash and let him win the game.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And I like Josh, but I would have told Josh, like, what are you doing? But, you know what I'm saying?
I think they called it getting cute on TV.
Yeah.
That's what you call getting cute.
Yeah, and outsmarting, outthinking, whatever. I mean, there's many things there.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. But these first 2 weeks of high school football, it's brought some good stuff to us.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Coach. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
What's up, Coach?
What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. You guys doing okay?
Yes, sir. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Coach, are you feeling better?
I am, man. I wasn't feeling real well last Friday. I was kind of out of it and had some stuff going on. I was running a bad fever and had some vertigo and some stomach virus stuff going on. So I was, I don't miss too many games. So I was in pretty bad shape last Friday. So I'm glad to be over that, man. It was a rough weekend.
I got you. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. I'm sure it was. I'm sure you was ready to be back on the sideline trying to get a win this week.
Well, I was, man. It just felt good to be back on the sideline. Especially, having a home game and, having against a good football team coming in here tonight. So I was excited to have him come over and just get to be a part of it and get to play tonight.
Coach, talk about a few of your players. We've got some text messages on certain kids that played well. Talk about a few of those guys and give them a shout-out if you don't mind.
Well, I'm going to give a shout-out to my whole defensive line.
I thought they were, they were physical, played really good. 53 Zion Ray on defense, played incredible, played lights out tonight. Did a really good job. Blake Esther, Tayshawn Hamilton, both did a good job. Tyson McCamus, our corner, came up and made some stops. So it was just a 100% effort by our defense. Offensively, Carcel Whitehead, man, number 14. What a great game he had. I'm telling you, man, if that guy gets loose on you, you have a hard time tracking him down. And Tayshawn Hamilton, man, run strong, run hard tonight. And Matt Reeder, with the play at the end of the game, man, made a great throw. But I'm just proud of all those guys, man. Just, I got a bunch of young guys that are growing every week and just trying to get better. And what a vote of confidence tonight to beat a really, really good Auburn Springs team. So I'm just proud of our kids on the way they played.
Coach, last week I had two of them coming here with Auburn Springs gear on. This week I got one with Auburn Springs gear and one with Kingston gear on. So,
hey, Coach Pankis, Coach DJ, I promised our viewers that if Kingston take care of business, I was coming in here with my Kingston gear, and your coach, I forgot his name. He came on my show and he brought me some Kingston swag, and I'm wearing it today.
Hey. I like it, baby. Go Jackets. I bet you look good in that orange and blue, too.
I do, Coach.
I don't have any other colors.
Hey, Coach, I know you're busy and it's a long night. Thank you. I'm glad you're back. Glad you're feeling better, and good luck the rest of the year.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You guys have a good Labor Day weekend, and as always, go damn Jackets.
Hey, Coach, tell Swice good. He had a hell of a game as well.
I will, man. He did have a good game. I'll be sure to tell him, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's Coach Justin Long.
Coach Justin Long, first win at the head coach of the Fulton Falcons. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Really appreciate it.
So you've won a lot of football games over there in Maroon, but the first one as the head ball coach. Talk a little bit about that.
That's really awesome. Give a shout out. Things that I think we played a team. Just happy to see the looks on the guys. Happy to see how they respond.
Hey, Coach, you're a little choppy on us. I don't know if you're in your office or not, but we're having a hard time hearing you. Who played well for you tonight? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had John going well for us. I haven't seen him yet. He ran the ball well for us. Shout out to our offensive line for opening up for him. Derek Smith made a lot of plays for us. He maybe had 2 touchdowns, and then shout out to our defense. Coach Pemberton has a great offense with that wing D and their foot. Defense as well.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on that. Now, who do you have next week?
Yeah, we're to the Halls next week.
Okay, is that at home or is it you going 2 Halls? I'm having a hard time with this service.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, congratulations, and we'll catch up with you next week, hopefully after a win, and go Falcons.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I heard him say Al Johnson, running back.
Yes.
He's an Oak Ridge kid.
Oh, really?
I was wondering if that's who that was.
Yeah. Never played Oak Ridge high school ball, but an Oak Ridge kid. Man, that's one thing about Oak Ridge, man. I can remember talking to Smoking Joe Gaddis, and he was telling me, man, he's never seen a lackluster in athletes. They always have a plethora of them. So I went to naming them all. 2 of them just not playing at all. And there's probably 8 kids that are superstars that are playing for other teams, Al Johnson being one of them.
It's wild. It's wild. And I'll bring this back up. I asked Jesse before you got here with 5 Star, what's your feeling on the kid starting for Cleveland High School and being in a little bit of a quarterback battle with another kid?
Yeah.
Being able to transfer after Bradley Central's
win over Clinton.
Yes. And then Bradley Central's quarterback gets hurt, and he transfers to Bradley Central and starts tonight.
I don't know. That's a little too much.
I mean, like, where do you draw the line?
Right.
I mean,
now is that public to public?
That is public to public. So Cleveland High School is a city school in Bradley County.
Right.
Okay, you follow me.
Yeah.
The biggest of rivals.
Yeah, yeah.
He wins. He's a starting quarterback at Cleveland, but he's competing with another kid for the job.
Right.
There's two of them competing.
Right.
Bradley's, which is better this year than Cleveland, their starting quarterback gets hurt out for the season. This kid on Monday comes and enrolls in Bradley. The starter at Cleveland enrolls at Bradley, and he was eligible, I think, by Wednesday and was a starting quarterback tonight at Bradley.
Well, you know what, that bothers me. And one thing, I'm going to tell you why it bothers me personally as a dad. I had a child that played for Concord Christian School last year, right? JV program, they're just building it up. Signed up for the TSSAA, none of the games count. No special teams in any of the games. It was more like scrimmage. And 5 days before Jeff County, he plays for Oak Ridge now. 5 days before Jeff County, he's deemed ineligible. My son didn't become eligible until Thursday. And he didn't get any reps, therefore no playing time on Friday versus Jeff County. And that just kind of bothers me because
Yeah, that shouldn't be. He should have been eligible.
There should have, and private school to public.
Yeah.
TSSAA, they're really not sanctioned. Their games don't. I mean, they might count this year, but they didn't count last year. It was a whole JV schedule. There was no kickoffs, no punts, no field goals.
So not even a real football game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not taken away from those kids, but realistically, not even a real football game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's hard for me to gather. And I guess we'll get on this tangent. We may call in and we can talk about it for a minute. It's hard for me to either fathom about how the backup for Bradley feels. I mean, think about that.
Exactly.
That kid's practice went through fall camp, went through spring camp, and now it's here. Quarterback gets hurt, he has a chance.
There's my chance.
Here's my chance. Well, I don't know what grade the kid's in, and it don't matter, but now he's not playing because some other kid transferred in.
Okay, so I got a text message saying as long as you physically move into a zone, you're eligible to play the very next day. But if you have to move immediately when enrolling in, the school.
Yeah.
So if they moved into the zone, he's absolutely available the very next day.
I mean, and I'm not going to get in the weeds. Y'all can figure this out. The people watching can figure it out. Right. And if you can sleep at night, you can. But what's happening is this kid has moved into the zone of Bradley County. Okay? So when he moves in, he can't have dual residence. He cannot go back to that house.
Exactly.
That he moved out of.
Exactly. Right.
He can't even have his mom and sister living in house A and him and dad living in house B.
No.
It is a bona fide change of address.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of one of the things that I'm sure Cleveland and everybody down there is looking at. I'm going to see if his kid comes back to his house this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be watching.
And it's
they're
crazy.
Going to be watching that.
Yes, and it's crazy how much this is going on.
It's happening everywhere.
It is crazy how much this is going on.
You would think that they went on ahead and passed that transfer rule, that 1-year transfer.
And, here's what I'll say about that. I've heard that if they do pass it, the 1-year transfer rule would probably just be in effect for freshmen when they started.
Yeah.
A freshman goes somewhere
as a sophomore.
Yeah, and then he can transfer and then be eligible as a sophomore.
Right, but a junior can't leave going into a senior year.
That's right.
And go somewhere else.
And one of the biggest things that Florida has come back and tried to fix is they had a 5-star wide receiver get eliminated from the playoffs in the second round. In the third round, he played against that same team again and transferred to a new school and played and beat the team that had just beat him the week before.
Oh, wow. That's too much. This is high school football. I mean, come on.
And I know that happened. I know that was one of the scenarios that Florida has used last year to say, okay, we've got to do something here. I mean, that team played the same kid twice back to back, and he's a 5-star. He's a 5-star wide receiver. I mean,
that's nuts.
It is. It is.
That's nuts.
So, but I don't know where the TSSAA goes with this. I know they'll say, well, he followed the rules. He moved here. But, I mean, we're going
it's a thin line
from week 1 to week 2 to play for a varsity. No, we're not talking about a JV kid. A varsity starting quarterback.
On a TSSAA sanctioned school.
Yeah. And they're rivals. I mean, they're rivals. I can't believe somebody from Cleveland hadn't met that boy after practice in the Bradley County parking lot.
Right.
I mean,
what are you doing?
I mean, it blows my mind.
So I didn't know about the competition, the Cleveland quarterback competition.
Yep.
And I didn't know that Bradley Central had a quarterback go down.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the dynamics of the whole situation is that the Bradley quarterback went down.
Wow.
Yeah. Unless we are getting bad information.
Right.
And my wife's family is from that area originally, and her 70-some-year-old uncle who was a banker down there, and they live in the city of Cleveland, he called me and he was like, can you make sense of this?
No.
I mean, he's not had a kid in high school in 20 years.
Right.
But he's like, how do you do that? And I was like, by rule, I mean, if you really look at now, you don't hear it happen a lot in season. You hear that happen more like the Campbell County situation this year. You know, new guy comes in, puts in a new system. You got a kid that wants to throw the football. He's running the wing tee. You know, you change the dress.
Right.
You know that. You know, in the off season, you don't hear about it as much in the regular season. So, but it's
you really shouldn't. I mean,
does it go on a lot in Roane County? Do you all know?
Roane County, no. I think they're, Morgan County, Roane County, they have too much pride within their communities.
Right.
Gotcha.
And they watch it too much. I mean, you let a kid go from Oliver Springs to Coalfield the next week and play that game. Everybody's investigating that one.
Yeah,
the mayor's involved.
Turmoil.
Well, and you know what's sad about that? And I'm just going to take this for an example. That kid in Cleveland, his family maybe could afford it.
Right.
What if you got a kid in Coalfield that wants to go to Oneida and he can't afford it?
Right.
That's not going to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's so many factors there that are just.
Now in Roane County, I've seen Little League, middle school. They play for Rockwood, and they said, I'm tired of this, or I don't want to do this, coach, so I'm gonna go play for Harriman, or or Kingston. Like, we're too good, I'm not gonna get any playing time, I'm gonna go play for Rockwood or Harriman. You see that, but typically in my experience of watching Roane County ball, you don't see that. They're tight knitted. They're all family though.
I mean, Jackson, my son went from 6th grade at Norwood, he's played. We wouldn't sanction, but TSSAA don't go sport by sport anymore. So I guess that's the middle school association. But the two principals had to sign off on it. Our principal at Norwood was like, no, he's not moving for sports reasons. He's moving for academic reasons, and that's what it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all situations that are different, but it I think we've crossed the line. I think we've crossed.
That's a little far.
Yeah, and and there's you hear college coaches even say now. Heupel's son plays basketball for us at our 5-star basketball program, and I heard him tell a guy one day that the worst part about his job is de-recruiting kids. And the guy, and here's what he means by that. You've recruited a kid in that you want to play for you. And you've told his family and all this. Well, then he gets there and he's not good enough. And you've got NIL money invested in him. And then the next thing you're trying to do is find him a way to get to MTSU.
Yeah. Dang.
I mean, it's real.
Right.
That's real money involved.
Yeah.
That's real. He's got a scholarship. We guaranteed him this money. Okay, for this year. Now I've got to give him to MTSU because he was a 4-star, but he's really a 2-star.
Yeah.
And when you watched him, he looked good.
Right.
But he just wasn't cut out for you, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe he doesn't fit your system.
Right. Wow.
But, if you think about that, that's real. That's going on.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And the other thing that goes on that's blowing my mind is this offering someone that's non-committable. You know what I'm talking about?
No, go explain that. I think I do, but explain it.
So, for instance, you're getting kids that get offers in freshman and sophomore year that is not committable. Meaning, if UT called a player right now and said, "Hey, I'm going to offer you, I'm going to offer you a spot on the team."
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm committing. Well, it's not committable. We're just letting you know that we're offering you. And that's what's going on. You see some of these. I noticed a couple weeks ago on Twitter, there's an offer for a 9th grader, SEC school. I was like, whoa.
Well, you remember that Kentucky basketball coach, I can't remember his name right off, but he had that 5th grader, 6th grader signed, ready to go.
Yeah.
You got 7 years, son.
Yeah, not committable.
But yeah, that
does make sense. I
yeah.
remember talking to, what's the name? Coach from Liberty, went to Anderson County.
Yeah, Jamie Chadwell.
Jamie Chadwell. I had him on my show, and we talked about that. And he said, people are making offers, and it's exactly what you said. Some of them are not committable, but it's to go ahead and give them say, hey, I'm looking out for you. I want you to come this way, but it's not even committable. So are those offers real or what? Would you consider that a real offer?
They put it on their social media.
That's what
it makes them feel good.
It's publicity.
And I
free publicity for the college.
That's right. And what it does is, and this is how it got started and where it is now are two totally different things. It got started because me and you went on a visit, okay? They wanted you, but they know we're best friends and we're coming together. Right. So they'll offer both of us. Well, my offer's not committable. Your offer is.
Yep.
You commit. I go to commit. Well, I don't have a spot for you anymore. I've only had, 2 wide receiver spots, and I've got 3 running back spots, so I can take him, but I can't take you.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
And now it's into giving these kids offers early on. If they pan out, great. If they don't, no skin off my back.
Yeah. I talked to Shavar Young's mom. She told me that exact same story. She was like, if your boy and my boy were best friends, we can play the system like Shavar, they want Shavar. If I can get your boy recruited too, because we're coming together.
That happened in basketball, you can figure this out pretty quick. That happened to a basketball school in Knoxville for 2 kids at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Same exact thing. Yeah.
And that's been going on a long time. I can remember people talking about how way back in the day, the coach from Cofield, Gary Chris, and then Doug Brown, they were both running backs at Auburn Springs High School. And they were supposed to go together somewhere, but then Gary Chris ended up going to UT, and that made – and then whenever I think it was maybe they was going to go to Georgia, per se. And then Doug Brown went to East Tennessee, UTC, one of those. I can't remember exactly what school it was, but that's kind of the same thing. And that was back in the 60s.
Well, there's a kid locally that's been offered to Ole Miss.
Absolutely.
J.D. Gillen's boy.
Yeah.
He's in 8th grade.
Davy's boy. J.D. Yeah.
J.D. What did I say?
You said JD's boy.
Oh,
yeah. I know what you mean.
Davy's boy.
Yeah,
JD. He's in 8th grade, and Ole Miss has offered this kid. He's a quarterback. He's a U2 phenom, viral kid, and he's been offered by Ole Miss already. He's just in the 8th grade. That's non-committable.
I venture to say he's never played a high school football game.
He's never.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not been there yet.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's a stud.
Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good and all that. So, it's just one of those things. And people know more about people now than ever because they post all this stuff on social media.
Oh, that's right. Blows it up.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Well, so far so good here on the Friday Night Scoreboard. We're going to step out, take another quick commercial break. It always gets slow, guys, from 11:15 to 11:35 because you have the WBR, the news channels going on.
Yeah.
So it's just a trend we've always watched, and we'll come back and we'll have some calls, but we'll take a quick commercial break.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you, let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard. Good football night. I was a little worried about the weather all week, the game times. Was Kingston Oliver Springs, was it always 7:30?
Yeah.
Roane County schools are still kicking at 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back and forth. Like last week, well, of course, they came from out of town, but I think they're at 7. I think these games at 7.
Gotcha.
All the Oak Ridge games are at 7.
All Oak Ridge, all Knox County schools are 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, Knox school, but I know Anderson County does 7:30. They want it to be darker, fireworks, and I get that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Like Grace pushed theirs back tonight. Fulton pushed theirs back. I just noticed a bunch of schools.
They're all 7:30.
Yeah, I just noticed a bunch of schools pushing back. And early on, I understand 7:30. As the year goes on, you can do 7 pretty easy. And I know my media guys love 7 o'clock. I know it doesn't sound like much, but 30 minutes when you're taking photos and pictures and videos and everything, it means a lot.
Yeah, big difference.
So the free medical clinic served over 14,000 people last year in Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties. Go visit them at fmcor.org. And we'd also like to thank them for hooking up with Buddy's Barbecue to make sure that all of our staff here at Channel 12 is taken care of. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about college football.
Let's talk about it.
It's here.
Let's talk about it.
Did you all see the end of the Florida State-Georgia Tech game?
Yeah, loved every second of it.
Those guys that were supposed to be in the playoffs, you mean?
Yeah.
In the top 10?
So the last 2 games, the Florida State fans have realized we're not a playoff team.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, period. Yeah, so
Period.
we're not a playoff team.
If they were Florida fans, they ain't figured it out, but Florida State might have figured it out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What about, did y'all watch Saban at all on the game day?
Was Saban on game day?
He was on game day.
I didn't
right?
see that.
I think he was on game day. Anyway, he was on something. I watched some of the clips of it. It's hilarious. Yeah, he was on game day.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was funny.
I didn't see. That's pretty cool.
They asked him a question. They put him on the spot about the Florida State being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he kind of said, well, you know, did they deserve it? Possibly. Well, I'm glad that we got to go. Yes. Did it all work out and show who should have been there? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so it's pretty cool. I've not watched game day much in a long time.
Right.
But I mean, when that guy talks, I mean, if it's online or whatever, I try to listen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the way he talks to players and treats players and the accountability and stuff. But anyway, I think that'd be good. So what about Tennessee football? You think is this the most hype any team has had since maybe Butch Jones's team when he had Josh Dobbs as starting quarterback? Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yeah, because nobody's seen Hendon Hooker coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we knew he was an all right quarterback, but then all of a sudden he just busted on the scene and took
Hendon
the spot.
didn't start.
Right.
Right. Hendon didn't start that Pittsburgh game at home.
That's right.
Yeah,
Big Joe started.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
and you know, you can't compare them that great, but neither did Peyton.
Yeah.
You know, he come out, and then the rest was history. We didn't expect all that.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess so. But you know what? You know what I think the hype is about? We've talked about it. We've talked about transfer portal. We've talked about NIL.
Yep.
I think the hype is big because of the NIL. And they say they call him $1 Million Nico. And so I think he has to live up to that $1 million name he has. So, I think so.
He's got to live up to it.
I think so.
Sports Illustrated today, I had some free time before I went to the football game, put out a tweet, and the top 3 NIL deals going in college football is Ohio State, Tennessee, and Alabama. Tennessee was 2.
Over Georgia.
Ohio State's 1.
Georgia is 4.
Really?
Georgia's 4 right now.
I can believe Texas too, because they're
and Texas, I think, might be. I might be wrong. Texas might have been 3, Bama 4, Georgia 5. That's who was in the top 5.
I can believe that because Tennessee is pulling in the recruits.
Yep.
They're getting the 4 and 5 stars committee.
Like 5-star. Yeah.
You want to say, you can say we're back. I mean, it's.
You're right.
You know, like I grew up watching them. That's like I try to explain to people. I grew up watching them in the '90s. We didn't lose. No. You know, we were all, you know, like that 2001 speech Philip Former gave before the Florida game, and we're what, 3 versus 5? Come on, that was big time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then we went through them years, brick by brick, and you know, and
it's always next year.
Yeah. That's what we became. That was a Vols fan feature.
I stopped
was next
watching
year.
Butch Jones.
Yeah, I did too.
When Georgia came in here and did that in the first quarter, what they did to him, I told my wife, I said, I'm going back to the car. I'm going to hang out in the car. I said, I'll never go and watch this guy coach their football game.
And you was at the game?
I was at the game.
Oh,
I just walked
wow.
out. And you remember how hyped that game was?
Yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, that was a big hype. And, that point of the year, it was early on the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm done. I will not walk back here to watch this guy coach. I mean, he's read a book. He has no clue what he's doing. I mean, think of how much talent that guy had on his football team.
Derek. He said he went to the car during the game and said,
I'm done with this dude.
Yeah,
I've seen frauds before. He was a fraud.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then what was it? Was it Pruitt? Whenever Saban sent Pruitt up here, I recommend you take him to Tennessee. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Saban's a smart man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But I'll tell you what's also crazy is I think the hype that Nico is getting, I think he might actually be able to live up to it.
We talked about it last week. I seen the guy in practice. Dude is electric, man.
Yeah.
He's electric. And I think you spoke about it where you said that Hyper was like, you just got to let him cook. He's one of those kids just sitting out there and let him do his thing.
Kind of off the subject of football, but I mean, you got to give it up for the athletic director. I mean, he's not made a bad hire yet.
There you go.
I mean, the girls' basketball is still out to see, but there's so much hype around every sport in Tennessee right now. I mean, we've had them in the top 5. All three major sports in the top 5.
Right.
I mean,
we're the best sports program in college football, all around, baby. I'm talking track, swimming, basketball, football. We're going. Hopefully, the ladies get back to where they were. But I think Tennessee has the best sports all-around program. Go Buckeyes! Ben Bokey.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Buckeyes.
Yeah. I don't know Ben, but the Buckeyes have proven to me that they're really good in the Big Ten. So, let's go to the line here. Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Brick by brick. Isn't that right? Brick by brick. What did Butch Jones do to piss you off?
They just let the mortar out.
It was just a brick.
It just fell over.
That's a good way to put it.
I like that.
Yeah. Had him on that Farm Bureau commercial building that brick mailbox.
Yeah.
Oh, I barely caught that. But what did Butch Jones do that just made you think you were done?
He rolled out there at home to play Georgia and forgot to show up.
Yeah, he did.
It's 20-something in the first quarter, and that place was dead. And he ran out of pages in the book he read and didn't know what to do.
I think another thing that you guys aren't talking about in regards to the hype, it's not just the NIL, not just recruiting. Yeah, that stuff's important and great. But I think what a lot of people are forgetting is Tennessee baseball won a national championship. We're hyped, we're ready, we're hungry. We want more. And everyone's on the same page. So I think that's got a lot of UT fans ready for the big boy stuff, football.
Yeah, I was young in '98, but I really didn't know that I'd ever see Tennessee sports, like a basketball, baseball, football, win a national championship.
Right.
And when that happened in baseball, DJ's got his national championship cup over here.
That's right, baby.
But when they won that, I mean, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever witness that again.
And Vitello got paid.
Well, Coach Vitello talked about it on one of the podcasts I listened to about how everyone right now at the Tennessee Athletic Department are on the same page. You saw them on TV. Manning, Rick Barnes, Morgan Wallen. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's rooting each other on. It's one family. And I think that's what is driving the machine right now. Danny White just got a big fat raise. Coach Vitello got a big fat raise.
Yep.
And Coach Vitello pointed out on the podcast, everyone's so tight-knit right now because of one figurehead, and that's the lead figurehead of the athletic department, and that's the football coach. Talks about how Coach Eibel doesn't have an ego, gets along well with everybody, knows when to lead, knows when to follow. So I think right now for Tennessee athletics, everyone is rolling along because of a positive culture that Danny White has built. So your thoughts on what I just said.
I'll say this, and this is, and like I use this slogan a lot, and then we have this motto at Fulton, obviously, but there's no one bigger than the program.
That's right. Right.
Fulmer got to where he was bigger and thought he was bigger than everything else going on.
Right.
Bruce Pearl got to the part where he thought he was bigger than the program.
Yeah.
And those guys kind of become what they see as invincible and can do whatever they want, where Heupel is like a big kid getting to do what he loves to do, and he would rather just go watch a basketball game or a football game at UT as he would go do anything else.
He's having fun doing it.
Yeah.
That's
and
the thing.
he just loves sports.
Yeah.
But then you got Barnes. He can lead those guys.
Well, yes, he can to the NBA.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah, and so I do. But I think you've got 3 head coaches over there, and hopefully Vitello is the only one I see with the personality that can maybe get to that point. But I think he's so good and can relate so well to those kids. I hope it don't get there.
Well, they love
but I
playing
don't
for
think any of them, of those 3 coaches in your major sports, think they're bigger than the program.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a big reason why a lot of Sissy fans are hyped. We're still drunk off the national championship in baseball. We want more. We're ready to win big. We're ready to beat Alabama. We're ready to beat Georgia. We're ready to compete with the big boys, and it's time. Like Lane Kiffin said, it's time. We're paying the big bucks to be up there with the big boys. So these last couple of years, we've given Heupel a break because recruiting, and this is the year. The last several years, you and Queener, you guys are kind of like teetering toward, in a couple of years, a couple of years is now. This is the time. This is the year where we make that leap. And I think we will. I like our chances.
You can flip it quicker now than ever before because of the transfer in the NIL.
Yeah, agreed.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, win now. And so it's
nobody's seen that coming.
It's least likely to develop a player coming out of high school is win now, and having that transfer portal available to do so and NIL money to throw them, that helps all programs, across the sport, win now.
Yeah. I've had dinner with Chris Woodruff, the tennis coach, and here was the analogy he gave. We just won the SEC championship. I lost the guy that was a doubles. He graduated. Do I go pick up the Conference USA Player of the Year who's 21, or do I get a kid out of high school who's 18?
Exactly.
I mean, he needs to, he's winning. He's got to keep it going.
Yeah.
So he goes and gets the 21-year-old out of the transfer portal. That was the Conference USA Player of the Year versus an 18-year-old that he don't know
how he's going to pan out.
How he's going to
adjust to school,
Yeah.
a bigger city,
And those
being
18-year-olds,
alone. Yeah.
They
And you
got to go to the little smaller schools and get picked up, whenever they're coming out. That's
Right.
what it is.
I've heard D2 now is the new D1.
Yeah.
For high school students.
Yeah.
It's like the
How you guys
AAA
feeling about NC State for next week?
I think Tennessee, I think that game, and I'll let these two guys speak, I think that game is a less worry of mine than Oklahoma, but I always worry about Heupel's teams on the road.
Yeah.
What's your all's thoughts?
I agree with you. It could be, NC State could sneak up and beat us. I've said that all, but the more I get into it, the more I read into it, the more I just don't. And then they struggled. Who was it?
Western Carolina.
Western Carolina, they struggled.
Yeah.
Well,
Nico, baby. That's all I got to say.
I knew you was coming with that.
If Western Carolina can put up points on them, I like our chances.
Yeah, I agree.
So fast-paced, it's going to be so much fun to watch.
It always helps having the best player. If Nico's as good as he's supposed to be, you're going to have the best player.
Nico, baby.
Yeah.
Well, we saw last year in Iowa. It could be wrong, but I think that was like a top 5 defense in the country last year. Am I wrong?
Say that again.
Iowa in the bowl game when Nico played. Wasn't Iowa a top 5 defense in the country? I could be wrong, but confirm that for me.
Yeah, but they play in the Big Ten, so I have a hard time agreeing with those ratings.
Yeah.
Man, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Fair enough. DJ, real quick, since you're an Oak Ridger, I heard you guys talking a little bit about how there's all these Oak Ridge athletes that are moving out of the city to, for whatever reason, other schools. And you and I have seen this trend for years. Why do you think that is? Like, do kids not want to play for the city, or they just life moving away from Oak Ridge? It just baffles me why we have so many studs out of Oak Ridge, whether it's Robertsville or Jefferson, and then they go to a bigger school. Like I said, I just don't understand it.
Well, one thing I think the private schools have a lot to do with that, but it's not kids just at private schools. But that's one thing, to be noticed and go somewhere where, coaches are locking in with these college coaches and have a track record of doing so. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. But, not one of the biggest reasons, but I think that's one of the reasons. But, man, I've seen it over the years. I've seen politics play a part of what Oak Ridge does for so many years. And I'm not blaming one person, and I'm not saying it happens to everybody. But I've seen some very talented kids on the sideline, and you got a kid that's not so talented and it's because somebody has a name, or maybe a really, really good job. Or a good face, and those kids are playing. And it happened when I was there, it happened before I was there, and it's happened after I was there. So I think that's one of the big reasons. I think politics may play a part of it, and a lot of people have seen it, but a lot of people have been through it, and a lot of people talk about it in the community. When I'm around, when I'm in the barbershop, and we're talking about Oak Ridge football, we're talking about why X, Y, and Z is not out on the field, and you got, A, B, and C out there on the field, and basketball and everything. So I really think that has a big part to do with it. And, why they built, why they chose to put the plant here and build the atomic bomb here in Oak Ridge? Do you know, the fact why?
Why?
Here in Oak Ridge, you don't lose energy. So this place is a place that energy doesn't leave, right? So I think the energy has gotten so bad with the vibes, the bad vibes and energy, and it's stuck here, and it's bringing more bad vibes and more bad vibes, and then people talk, and that energy is just stuck here. I think in order for some people to be great, like Al Johnson, to leave Oak Ridge, he left that energy that was here in Oak Ridge, and he's being great elsewhere. You got Tay Henderson, Kason Jenkins. I can keep naming them, but I'm not going to keep naming all his kids. But I think it's just the energy and the vibes that's going on here in Oak Ridge, in barbershop talk, and that energy sticks. And just like why they built the plant here in the atomic bomb, because energy doesn't leave here. And I'm thinking that's why people are leaving, just to find new energy and different vibes.
Did you tell me last week that Lamir's older brother plays for Powell?
Yeah. Bad boy.
Yeah, it's Eric Ainge said it on his show not too long ago. I can't remember how long, but I just know Ainge did say it. He talked about, in regards to the whole area, all of East Tennessee, the most golden treasure trove of talent comes out of Oak Ridge. And he named specifically Robertsville and Jefferson. That's what Eric Ainge said in one of his shows. How you have all these schools that only have one feeder program, but Oak Ridge is one of the few that has two. And sometimes in a lot of cases, three. You have some kids that transfers away from Oz, or kids from Norwood that don't go to Oz, they go to Oak Ridge. I think Jett can confirm this. We had a kid from Oliver Springs transfer to us for the offensive line, and it's just, I don't get it. I think we got really lucky with T, because T could have gone to Catholic and any other national school, but he loved the city so much he decided to stay.
Yeah. He's special talent.
Yeah, it's special. They were good at basketball. They were pretty good at football. He was going to play in the NFL regardless where he went to high school.
I think today the reason the greatest talents that are here now, athletes, not the big guys, the athletic kids, I think what's holding them here is Coach Green. That's my opinion.
I can definitely see that.
That's my opinion.
Well,
it's home coach.
Yeah.
It's a kid. If you don't feel like you're wanted or needed here in Oak Ridge, and then Powell comes along and says, "Hey, man, it's some 7-on-7 tournament in March. Hey, you're looking good, kid. You want to transfer up here? I need."
And DJ, I don't know if you remember this, but this will be the last thing I say before I get off. So, regarding Coach Green, that man coached circles around Penny Hardaway. Circles around him.
That's a fact.
I think it was Memphis East, whatever team Penny coached for. That team was loaded with star after
Memphis
star
East.
after star. Coach Green coached circles around Penny Hardaway.
That's
and I'll tell you another thing. Penny Hardaway is scum. And I'll say that on the air, and you can put my name on it. I don't care. That man is scum. Like, the things he did before the game to, like, taunt Oak Christian to get in their head, scum. Scum of the earth.
That's minor on his scum list. Getting in a player's head, that we're talking minor infraction,
he had to forfeit that win, by the way, so that should have been a championship for Oak Christian.
Yeah, that is a minor scum on his list.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he had Wiseman living with him, playing for Memphis East, and then pays him to go to Memphis, and they're all in trouble.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, come on. All right, buddy, we're going to take a commercial break. Hey, we appreciate you calling. Who's Oak Ridge play next week?
Powell. OEB Law, game of the week. Oak Ridge versus Powell, September 6, 2024, right here on BBB TV.
That's going to be a tough game.
It is going to be a tough game. Should be exciting.
At Powell.
It's at Powell, yeah.
I'm not walking down here and watch that.
Yeah.
A young Oak Ridge team going into a more senior Latin team at Powell, but Ring's a good play caller, so we'll see what happens. He's like Heupel. He likes to throw a lot, so we'll see.
I like Oak Ridge's chances, I really do, but it's going to be whoever makes less mistakes is going to be able to pull that game out, in my opinion.
I hope it's fair, better than fair.
It'll be a tough game for Oak Ridge, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Go Vols, go Wildcats.
All right, thank you, buddy. He actually kept it somewhat grown up tonight.
Man.
I'm proud of him.
I can tell by the way you answered the phone.
The phone's fixing to ring.
We're going to take our last commercial break. We'll come back. If there's no calls, we'll head home. We've all been at it early this morning, and we got video producers here and Dad that's been cheering and everything else. So my middle school football game lasted 3 hours last night, I think. So we're all tired. So we're going to take our last commercial break of the night, and we'll be right back.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OEB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard. We don't get any calls coming in here. We're going to go home, get some rest, and regroup for that 12:45 kickoff tomorrow morning. Free Medical Clinic has served over 14,000 people in Anderson County, Roane County, and Morgan. Don't forget people right here in the city of Oak Ridge. On December 30th, we'll have a free medical clinic for the 2025 year. Free Medical Clinic provided for over 15,000 patients, over $9 million in medical care.
Awesome.
So very, very good company. We appreciate their support. We could not do this without them. They even got us some Buddy's barbecue tonight. So we appreciate that.
Orange is 2-0.
Orange is 2-0. I noticed that earlier when it was coming through. We were talking about UT football.
When's the last time this happened?
Bishop was 2-0 his junior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now he's at UT.
Now he's at UT. Yeah, Bishop was 2-0 his junior year, and I want to think they might have even got to 3 or 4-0
with Bishop.
Yes, with Bishop that year, and then they made the playoffs, and he got banged up in the playoff game. I think he came to Clinton and won that year, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh,
Remember
man, that was a game.
Yes.
That was a game. But Clinton played great against him.
He did.
And they wasn't scared.
Did they beat him his senior year?
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
They beat him his senior year.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Sure
and
did.
I think he was kind of hurt.
That changed the dynamics for Clinton, that game did.
And then the next year, Clinton had obviously last year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even going to bring that up because they'll Cody you call. Yeah. But I didn't realize how the ending of the Clinton I didn't realize that last year.
So let me ask you something. Did you hear anything? The final score was determined, Harriman versus Wartburg, but did you hear anything about how that game started? It was 15-7 going into halftime, Wartburg leading.
Wartburg, yeah.
What changed?
I don't know. Jesse heard that, he talked about a little bit that was kind of, he was following that because the developing story was if Wartburg beat Harriman after Harriman had beat Kingston, just how that kind of just shocked everyone. But then it went from 15-7 to, I think they outscored them, they scored the next 21 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So, pretty quick.
Shout out to Coach James Hoot for coming off a rough loss to Cofield on a Thursday night, to bouncing back to a Harriman team who beat Kingston last Friday night and hanging in there. I don't know what happened in the second half, but I think Coach Hoot's going to get that program turned around before, the end of the season.
If I'm not mistaken, Wartburg beat them last year.
Wartburg beat Harriman last year?
They play Wartburg tough. Wartburg plays them tough.
Okay.
What didn't Wartburg beat Herman last year?
Herman lost a lot of games by like a point or two.
Yeah, they lost like 5 games before, or 4 games by 5 points or something crazy. They lost us by 1. That's what it was. I know it was close.
I think I just got a text saying Bishop's junior year he had a chance to set the national record for yardage.
Wow.
If you remember.
Wow, yeah.
You know, and I think if he probably wins another playoff game, he might have beat that record at the time. So, yeah, I remember his junior year was incredible.
He was nationally ranked that year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
With like all over the whole United States.
Yes, for sure.
He was way up in there.
I want to know who called that last play against Oliver Springs.
Hey, just to update you, I got a text saying Stone Memorial beat Sweetwater 42-7.
Whoa.
So, yes, Grace did look good tonight. They've got a couple studs. The Weber kid's a stud.
Yeah, Terry.
His dad played it. Didn't Weber's dad play Clinton? Yeah.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
I got to tackle him one time, and it was a pounding kid. I mean, he laid it to me, I laid it to him, and we both got up at the same time. But that boy is powerful, man. I love playing against Weber. But let's go back to Grace High School. We talked about number 3 that plays for the middle school.
Yes.
But I know they have an 8th grader that Terrion's little brother.
Yeah, JV.
Stinson.
Yep.
Is he playing high school for real?
Yeah, 100-yard touchdown return kickoff tonight.
So his clock has already started for varsity sports.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So
that kid's special though.
Tonight the opening kickoff comes to him, and he tries to catch it on about the 3. And if we have an official watch this, so he can call me. When he goes to catch it, it kind of hits him in the shoulder pad, and it pops back over him. He goes in and steps 1 foot into the end zone, and the ball is just inside the plane. I was standing right there. I just got there. He picks it up, makes one man miss, and he goes, it was, you talking about explosive. It was bam.
Jetty's in 8th grade.
And he's in 8th grade. I looked at my wife. I said, that's special.
Dude, he's special.
I mean, it was 2 steps and gone. It wasn't like get going. It was gone.
Yeah.
The burst was real.
He's huge in track.
Yes.
And he plays football. He's going to be a dude.
Yeah, and him and Braylon Mathis, the 7th grader, are cousins.
Okay.
Which they're also cousins to Bishop.
Really?
Yes.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
It's in the bloodline there.
Well, I tell you, Jay, he's built like Bishop. Like
JV's built. Yeah. He's not quite as tall.
He's not tall.
Deshaun,
as Terrion at all.
No.
Or Deshaun, but
he's
can
ripped.
move. Very agile, great balance, and he works hard.
I think he was 6th in the 100 and like 4th in the 200 at the AAU Junior Olympics. Yeah, he can move. He can move. Well, guys, it's been fun. We'll be back next week here, same time, same place. Start getting in a little bit of region play. Just got a text from Greenville saying, are you not going to give me a shout-out for shutting out DB?
Oh, they beat Dobbins Bend?
They have 35-0.
Oh, wow.
And I said, who do you have next? He said, I got Cherokee next week, region game. So got some region games starting up.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, interested to see how this area plays out. Oliver Springs, I'm sure, goes back to the drawing board. Oak Ridge comes back off a bye week with a that is a big region game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, to start, you win that game, you probably are going to get a home playoff game.
Right.
You lose that game, then you got is it West? Is West on the schedule still?
I think so.
So you got, you want to win this one. That way maybe you're home. So it'd be interesting to see. Who's Clinton got next week?
I think it dumbs down for him a little bit. I think the game's. I think it slows down for him. I don't know who they have, but I know it slows down for him.
Man,
Scott County. Yeah.
I remember when this schedule came out last year. I was like, "Come on, Keith, what are you doing?"
He does it on purpose. I remember talking to him about it. And he said, "Don't matter. They matter, but if once we get through them, no matter what happens, the game slows down for us."
Yeah, and it proved to work for him last year.
Yeah.
So, so hopefully Clinton gets the win next week against Scott County. I will tell you, I think maybe the two best games around next week are Oak Ridge Powell and Bearden AC.
Oh man,
that's gonna be some. That's gonna be
AC will find out what they've got.
Exactly.
After they play Bearden.
Exactly. That's gonna be some good football.
The year they went 15-0, I went and watched them play Bearden, and Bearden was average, but I thought Anderson County was physical, was good, and you could tell like they had a little bit of swagger. They didn't care to play Bearden.
Right.
So we'll find out next Friday night if they care. I thought we'd find out a lot about Anderson County tonight going to Science Hill.
Exactly.
But
that would have said a lot.
Yeah.
But since they had got postponed, so.
Yeah. Last year I went and watched them play Science Hill to kind of try to figure it out. And when I walked away, I thought, ooh, they got a long way to go if they're going to play, you know.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Anderson County, I love what Gillum is doing out there, man. And I think he does it the right way, and I don't believe anything that him and his program does has to do with politics. I think they do it the right way. They have a great program from the ground up. We're talking about the NAGAF Roadrunners moving up into their middle school program, coming all the way up into, Anderson County, and then you got folks that don't like the wing T coming from Campbell County. But I don't think politics is involved. I think they do things the right way. It's just outside looking in, but I love what Coach Gillum and those guys are doing in there.
There's substance there.
Yeah.
It's not just fireworks and jumbotrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some substance there. So, all right, guys, appreciate you all. Always good, and we'll be back here next Friday night for the free medical clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. Thank you so much, Free Medical Clinic, for the sponsorship. Go out and support them. Go see them. They'll take good care of you. And Oak Ridge Powell, OEB Game of the Week.
Yes, sir.
6:30 will be the live kickoff is at 7.
Yeah.
Kickoff
Game starts
is at 7. So we will start immediately following the post-game show. And look forward to seeing Oak Ridge and Powell play.
Who does Oliver Spring play next week?
Harriman.
Ooh, that's going to be a game. I think that may be more of a more interesting game than the games that you just mentioned.
First region game of the season.
Could be because it's a region game. It's a rivalry.
And they beat Kingston.
And they beat Kingston.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. Make someone aware. Please share.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
See you.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The Free Medical Clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OEB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris.
only defeated just a year ago. How much better will they get from week 1 to week 2? And will it be enough to hang with an Oliver Springs team riding high after a victory from defending 1A state champion South Pittsburgh? One more question for you. How much better will Oliver Springs look from week 1 to tonight? I can't predict the future enough to answer those questions, but I can for sure tell you that we'll find out tonight, and we'll do it courtesy of our title sponsor, OEB Law. OEB Law, they do all sorts for the people. You can find out more at their websites, wreckintoacheck.com, and that's what you've known them for years, wreckintoacheck.com. Tim Elrod, how they can help you, give them a call, and they'll let you know. Check out their website for more information. But also, we want to give a shout out to OEB for all the money they give to these local schools. Every one of these games that we go to, the home team gets a $1,000 check. Mark Packer does the rivalry